The United States is using Coca-Cola to destroy a country with a land area of about 2 million square kilometers and a population of 130 million. In this country, the number of deaths caused by Coca-Cola each year far exceeds those caused by drugs and gang violence combined. No exaggeration. That country is Mexico. Mexicans consume Coca-Cola at an astonishing rate. Per capita consumption reaches 163 liters a year, which is 6.5 times the global average. In the southern state of Chiapas, it's even worse. The average person drinks 821 liters per year, that's over 2 liters a day. Do you know what 2 liters means? The World Health Organization recommends that a healthy adult drink about 1.5 to 2 liters of water daily. In other words, people in this town basically rely on Coca-Cola to meet their daily water intake. From 80-year-old grandmothers to 3-month-old babies, everyone is addicted to Coca-Cola. At family gatherings, religious ceremonies, or major events, tons of Coca-Cola must be available. If it's even slightly lacking, there could be chaos. You might not believe this. You may think I'm exaggerating. How can people drink like that and not have health problems? You ask. Of course there are problems. According to Mexican statistics, the country has the highest obesity rate in the world, even higher than the US. Walking down the street, you'll see people as big as trucks. And it's not just about looks. Sugar drinks consumed long-term have deadly consequences. Every year, Mexico sees 24,000 deaths from diabetes and related conditions. If you include complications, the number surpasses 100,000. Strange, right? It gets worse. When people first start feeling dizzy or sick, they often turn to local shamans. And of course, shamans don't understand medical science. They believe the soul is dirty and must be cleansed. But how? With Coca-Cola, considered sacred water. So people who are sick from drinking Coca-Cola end up drinking even more to heal, trapped in a vicious cycle. Eventually, their bodies collapse, and they go to the hospital, where they're diagnosed with severe diabetes. The doctor warns, stop drinking soda or you won't last much longer. The patient nods and agrees. But when he returns home, he realizes Coca-Cola is the only option. If he drinks it, maybe he'll die in a year or two. If he doesn't, he might die from dehydration in 3 days. Sounds ridiculous? Why not just drink water? You ask. Congratulations, you've asked the most important question. Droplet. Why don't many Mexicans drink water? Simple, they can't afford it. One reason is Mexico suffers from extreme water shortages, due to both natural and man-made causes. The country lies in a subtropical zone with high evaporation and low rainfall. That's nature's fault, but the real damage came from people, especially the Spanish and Americans. The Spanish, during their 16th century colonization, destroyed many local rivers and forests, leaving ecosystems devastated to this day. The Americans. Their actions were even more sinister. Let me explain. Factory. How the US broke Mexico's water system. In 1921, Coca-Cola wanted to expand into Mexico. But Mexicans weren't used to sugary drinks, so sales were poor after a year of promotion. Coca-Cola panicked. They studied the market and found the problem. Local drinking water was too cheap, so people had no reason to buy Coke. Their solution? Eliminate the alternative. Mexicans love drinking clean water. Then we'll make sure they have no access to it. They lobbied US politicians to build water projects upstream from the Colorado River, a vital water source for Mexico, whose headwaters lie in US territory. In 1922, the US built massive dams and irrigation systems, reducing the flow into Mexico. As a result, Mexico suffered water shortages across agriculture and industry. Domestic industries couldn't grow and became dependent on US corporations. One dam crippled an entire nation. Ice Cube. Coca-Cola becomes Mexico's daily drink. With clean water restricted, Coca-Cola entered like a savior. Our Coke is cheaper than water. Want to try it? By 1948, Coca-Cola had earned over $100 million in Mexico, the same amount the U.S. gave Europe under the Marshall Plan. That tells you how deeply Mexico was exploited, but America wasn't done. Some Mexicans still clung to drinking water. So Coca-Cola made deals with the Mexican government to take priority over the cleanest water sources, gaining rights to extract 100 million liters a year. Even worse, they polluted nearby rivers while producing Coke. Combine that with U.S. dams controlling cross-border water from afar, and many Mexicans were left with no choice but to drink soda. A bottle of water might cost 5 pesos. A bottle of Coke. Only 2. What would you choose? That's why Mexicans have no choice but to drink Coke for life, and Americans proudly say, it's their freedom. We don't force anyone. Brain the illusion of choice. Even Mexican intellectuals praise the U.S. as a beacon of freedom, ignoring that their people are trapped by corporate and political manipulation. You may ask, why would Mexico's government allow this? Simple. The president who signed the deal was once a Coca-Cola executive. Just like Zelensky selling off Ukraine's assets, these are puppet regimes. They'll sign anything, and if you think America only did this to Mexico, think again. Globe showing Europe-Africa why no one can compete with Coca-Cola. Coke has no real competition. Why? Because their global supply chain compresses costs to the extreme. You could steal their formula and still fail, because they can sell at $2, and you'd have to sell at $4. In some countries, Coke is cheaper than bottled water. Once it becomes the go-to drink, global diabetes rates explode, conveniently matched by rising profits of American pharmaceutical companies. Many people blindly admire America without knowing its history. But to understand the real U.S., just look at their neighbor, Mexico. Mexico was once a moderately developed nation. But since American interference, it has been plagued by gangs, drugs, and now even lacks clean water. This story is not unique to Mexico. Many countries near America suffer the same fate. Rich in land, but unable to rise. The root cause is simple: too far from heaven, too close to the United States. Movie Camera. If you enjoyed this kind of video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support is my greatest motivation. See you in the next one. Goodbye.